Hi. So today we are doing a bit of digest. Well, a digest sounds intense, but it's really an overview and an analysis to maybe a 5 minutes analysis on common law, how and maxims of equity and how they all integrated to Muruatetu 1 and Muruatetu 2. Muruatetu 1 and 2 are major case laws in Kenya in regards to the penalty for murder cases, but it also touched on other aspects on the death penalty in general. And it's the reason why this case is because Muruatetu 1 at first seemed liberating almost to a fault, and then Muruatetu 2 came in to filter out majority of to bring more clarity on Muruatetu 1, and one happened in 2017 and two happened in 2021, and there was a lot of criticism on it. And yeah, anyways, so let's start off the video. So common law, uh back in the day, I don't want to say how far back, but because I don't have my fact sheet here. Anyways, so back then we had common law, which was this rigid system of justice. You were the limitations to remedies one could seek was very not not very acceptable or accompanying situations, and it was very yeah, I hate to repeat the word, but very restrictive. And therefore, to remedy this, equities, maxims of equity came along. Equity from the normal English perspective is putting two people on the same level, or giving both sides uh, the same grace. I'll use the word grace. Yeah, the same grace when they are presented before a judge, and you can look at the over at other facts or other situations that might have provided for certain steps to be taken. Uh, Maxims of equity include he who comes to equity must come with clean hands, and this simply states that you too must be a morally upstanding person if you claim something from justice or if you claim a remedy. A lot of this is seen in conveyancing matters whereby you have two people when two people are competing for titles, and one comes saying I have this valid title. It is accepted. Yes, you have the title, but was it legally acquired? If it was not legally acquired, then that is not that is not you do not have justice, or you do not have the right claim over that piece of land. There are cases, I believe I would recommend Dima Management versus Mombasa or Torontino versus Attorney. No, that's one a lot. Well, it does also speak to legality of title, so those two. Yeah, and if you're interested, just one last case and I can stop rambling. Me to Bell case versus Kenya Airports Authority. That's also on the how you yes you on how claims can be set up in such a way that you may have clear legal valid reasons on why the court should agree with you, but there are always extenuating factors. There are also always other factors that can be put into consideration, and that was what we generally why the maxims of equity are there. I'll do another video detailing the history. This was just and also the all the maxims of equity because they are quite a number and all very significant. Mhm. So I think now we can go on to the part of Muruatetu and Muruatetu 1, 2017 and 2, 2021. So in Muruatetu 1, it was mainly to, okay, initially, I'll go with the first line of what Muruatetu 1 came in to address the strict ways murder cases were dealt with. There was a mandatory death penalty under Section 204 of the Penal Code, if I'm not wrong. Now, Section 204 of and that section did not practically give conditions or exemptions whereby the death penalty should be set aside. It was black and white. You killed somebody, you also have to die. When we are talking. So, and the court was like, okay, why didn't we look at the mental capacity of this person? Why did we? Because there are many issues, there are many defenses when it comes to murder, and that the court saw fit that should always be put to test when before saying somebody if should go and get killed or yeah killed as well because they killed somebody. So and people were so happy. They were like, this is new jurisprudence. Some were not for reasons best known to them, and people were like, it's okay, let everybody serve their sentence, especially if they did. There are issues such as the battered woman syndrome, whereby a woman who's been brutally abused by their partner can get to the point whereby they're not in the right mental capacity and they off their partner. And this, so the court saw like the such defenses should allow for mitigation of sentences to not just to have the standard copy standard method of offing people when they murder people. And as I said, people are happy, and they for this new jurisprudence, it shows that the court was alive to certain issues that you know uh, certain issues within the normal human society. Now, Muruatetu comes along and says, hold up, you got this all confused. We were not like saying they shouldn't be a death penalty. Death penalties are allowed, for treason, for other offenses provided for in the penal code. It is only for murder in which we were speaking to. It is only for the mandatory part we were speaking to. Yes, people may still be offed for murder, but it is not mandatory. So let's set things clearly. And now everybody was like, hmm, here we were celebrating the newfound belief you gave us, and then you come in and correct. And then they were like, you taking us back. We were moved on, we had moved on from this. Yeah. And that's how, so Muruatetu one was like the ideal application of the maxims of equity scenario. And then Muruatetu two was like common law. It's like going from equity maxims to like common law, as opposed to how the actual flowing of events happened, whereby equity maxims came later. So that was just a digest on how those, those two cases, and I do highly encourage you to read them, and they're so good. I I will do a more detailed analysis on every aspect I spoke on today. But for now, bye.